Raging Cajuns had no cure for the mighty Green Wave. Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, breaking down bowl games. And we provide previews and predictions. Then we deliver the recap, the instant analysis, and a look forward to 2019. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the best discussion, debate, and analysis in college football that you will find anywhere. And for our live streams, please join them as well. They are the self-proclaimed best live chat room in college football. All right, let's take in the fourth annual AutoNation Cure Bowl and a 29th meeting between Louisiana Lafayette and Tulane. So Tulane wins the Group of 5 matchup for the state of Louisiana. These two teams first met way back in 1911. Green Wave win this one 41-24. Tulane's first bowl appearance since 2013. Their first bowl win since 2002, in which they defeated Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl 36-28. All right, in this one, in Willie Fritz's third season, keep in mind that Tulane only made it to the bowl game by that much. They were 5-6, taking on a downtrodden Navy team. They blew a 21-3 lead. They were down by a touchdown, had to go the distance of the field to score, and then went for the 2-point conversion, risking the game and the season, but pulled it out and the win over Navy 29-28 to get to 6-6. In this game, Louisiana Lafayette showed a ton of balance on the first drive of the game, went 75 yards in 7 plays. Raymond Callis scored the touchdown. He's been a big rusher this year, but they only gave him the ball 3 times for 41 yards on this game. 38-yard touchdown run as Tulane didn't seal the outside. All right, let's run through my notes here. Amari Jones comes back for the Green Wave. 25-yard touchdown run. He ran it 6 times for 63. Story of the game for me in this one was Justin McMillan. And if you watch Mark Rogers TV on a regular basis, or follow LSU football, or follow the SEC or the nation extensively, you know that Justin McMillan was competing for the LSU starting quarterback job, but he was the third option, basically, never considered a primary player. He transferred to Tulane, didn't take over the quarterback position right away, but started the final 6 games, and he has been really good. I was impressed with him. The lefty was slinging it with confidence, and he was also breaking contain, knowing when to run. Few design plays for him to run, but he broke contain and picked up valuable yardage rushing the football. Threw for 145, ran for 72, and he wasn't prolific, like 350 yards passing, but the throws were good, and he's going to be back next year. Darius Bradwell is a beast at 235 yards for Tulane, and he was just too much for the Raging Cajun defense. Him, along with a stellar veteran offensive line, one of the strongest, probably the strongest unit on the field for Tulane, just barreled and muscled their way, and they pretty much, despite it being a close game for 3 quarters, dominated up front. Bradwell blast through for the touchdown, 75-yard drive for Tulane to come back and make it 7-7. All right, on defense, Patrick Johnson, an exceptional player for the Green Wave, and Lawrence Graham as well. They had 6 sacks on the day as a defense. Graham had 2. Tulane led the American Conference in sacks this season, one of the top figures in the nation. McMillan came back with a 38-yard touchdown pass, beautiful pass to Taron Ankalate. Actually, it was a different pass that I was thinking of. In this particular play, the cornerback for Louisiana Lafayette, Kendall Johnson, bit, and he jumped the out route, but he mistimed it, and then Ankalate took it to the house because it was just a simple out route. It wasn't even a deep out. It was just in the flat, and Johnson broke to the football, missed it, and then Ankalate, bam, gone. Touchdown, 38 yards, 14-7. And then we had more just onslaught up front by Tulane with a pass rush. They basically won the game because the offensive line was better for Tulane and their defensive front. And Billy Napier, the Raging Cajun head coach, said this after the game. He's done a tremendous job. His first season at Louisiana Lafayette took them to the Sun Belt Championship game, gave App State a decent effort, and lost that game by 11. McMillan on a 3rd and 8 had a 26-yard run. He hit Ankalate down to the 2-yard line. And again, these were frozen rope throws when he needed them. Amari Jones scored the touchdown broke a couple tackles to make it 21-7. They tacked on a field goal. Louisiana Lafayette came back with a field goal to make it 24-10 at the break. Second half, okay. Could have been a rout out of the gate in the second half. McMillan leading the Green Wave right back down the field. They're in Ragin' Cajun territory. Go for it on 4th and 3. And then Jacques Boudreau made what could have been the game-changing play for Louisiana Lafayette had they completed the comeback, because he just stoned McMillan in the backfield on a 4th and 3 and completely changed the third quarter. It was 24-10 at that point with McMillan and the Green Wave going in possibly for another touchdown. So Boudreau shoots the gap, just stones McMillan, hard hit, great play on the 4th and 3. Okay. Then you got Andre Nunez. We have yet to mention the Louisiana Lafayette offense much except for the Calais touchdown run. But Nunez was hot and cold, wasn't too impressed with him. But he did hit Jamarcus Bradley on a go route that set up a touchdown. And then again, Bradley on a bootleg down to the 3-yard line. And so at this point, it's 24-17. So they're back in the game, and Jamarcus Bradley led the Sun Belt Conference with 10 touchdown receptions. But Tulane kicking themselves because they dominated the game through 3 quarters. They led in yardage 402 to 146. Time of possession 30 minutes to 15, but they only led 24-17. 27-17, 11 minutes left in the game. Nunez back down the field, this time a bomb. And I shouldn't say I wasn't impressed with him. He was a bit scattershot, but when he delivered, he delivered. He went 46 yards up top to Raheem Malone, who took it in again inside the 15-yard line. Then Gerard Jackson made a great over-the-shoulder, comes back to the football, catches it 27-24 with 7-8 minutes left in the game. So now we've got a game, 27-24, 7-8 minutes left. All right, but McMillan on 4th and 7, plus territory, of course. They go for it, throws a laser to Charles Jones for the first down at the 15. And then he comes back on another 3rd down conversion, goes to Mooney down to the 4-yard line, and that pretty much sealed the deal with the touchdown to make it at that point. There's 3.5 minutes left. They go on the long drive and score the touchdown to make it, 27-24, 34-24 Tulane. Last chance for the Ragin' Cajuns. Another sack for Tulane on a 4th and 10 play. Their 6th sack on the day. Tulane wins its first bowl game, as I mentioned, since 2002 against Hawaii. Their bowl history isn't much for Tulane. Very few bowl games for the Green Wave. Actually, in winning this game to move on to 7-6, as McMillan scored another touchdown to ice it, to seal it, broke 4 tackles, long touchdown run on a 4th down play. So the Ragin' Cajuns pretty much caved in at that point. 41-24 final. Tulane has 13 winning seasons since 1957. Do the math. Jailhouse Rock, the #1 song, by the way, in 1957. 13 winning seasons since 57. That's 62 years. 13 out of 62 for Tulane. All right, coming back in 2019, the LSU grad transfer, Justin McMillan. Back at it, actually just a transfer. He went 5-1 as a starter for the Green Wave. Bradwell's back, the big back, the bruising back, who is impressive, tough to bring down. Ran for 1,134 yards and 11 touchdowns this year. He's back. On defense, you've got Graham and Johnson, the playmakers, as rush ends, linebackers. They're both back. Taron Ancalade, one of the best receivers in the American Conference, after catching 143 passes. He's been on campus for Tulane forever as a 5th-year redshirt senior. He's been playing since 2014, or on campus. Caught 143 passes. He's gone. Tulane lines it up in 2019 non-conference games. FIU at Auburn. So their difficult game this year was Ohio State. They lost in Columbus 49-6. So they go to Auburn. They've got Missouri State. Then they've got a difficult matchup with Army as well on the road at West Point. For Louisiana Lafayette, 7-7 again after a 5-7 campaign last year. Sun Belt Conference runner-up. Nunez is gone, the quarterback. But Callis comes back, 754 yards, 7 touchdowns at running back, and Regis, they didn't get the running game going. They were a running team the entire year, ran the ball like 70+% of the time, but they looked impressive running the ball the first drive, then pretty much nothing after that. Then they got down double digits, and the running game was not effective. But Regis ran for 1,181 and 8 touchdowns this year. He's back. Jamarcus Bradley, their leading receiver, 40 catches, 10 touchdowns to lead the Sun Belt Conference. He's back. In 2019, the Ragin' Cajuns take on Mississippi State in New Orleans. They've got Liberty, Texas Southern, and a date with Ohio, the Bobcats, in Athens. That's my take on Louisiana Lafayette finishing up at 7-7, and the Green Wave of Tulane winning a bowl game for one of the rare times in school history. First time since 2002, finishing up in Willie Fritz's third season at 7-6. Would love to see your comments on anything concerning college football right here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football.